Today on MTG Unpacked, we're taking a look at another Dungeons & Dragons Commander set, Aura of Courage. So we've looked at a bunch of others so far. If you missed any of those, I'll chuck a link in the corner to the complete playlist. So this is a green, white, blue color combo that's also known as Bant. We have Gallia, Kindler of Hope is the commander. And looks like we'll be dealing with a bunch of auras and equipments. Interesting. We have a deck box, 100 card deck with 17 new cards, 10 double-sided token cards, life rule strategy insert, and reference card. Okay, so let's get this open. We've got a pull tab on the bottom. These go for about $35 US a piece. You might be able to find them a bit cheaper if you pick up the whole set. And you can see here there is the printed commander there just for the box artwork. We've got some punch out counters and a pretty awesome deck box. So let's check it out. So we have the deck itself along with a flyer, and there should be a life counter here. So yes, so this one counts all the way up to 40. So you may be out of luck if you're dealing with a lot of life gain. Alright, so we'll take a look at the flyer here. Aura of Courage. Okay, so we've got Gallia, Kindler of Hope. A little bit of lore there about Gallia, along with Storvold, Frost Giant Jarl, and Catti-Brie of Mithril Hall. And a bit about the set boosters. We'll be cracking some of those open in the coming weeks. Aura of Courage. Okay, so it tells you about playing the deck, bolstering your companions with equipment and auras, and looking for the top card of your deck for cards you can cast. And a bit about commander rules if you are new to the format. Okay, so we will get stuck into it and see what we've got here. The first two have looked pretty good so far, so we'll see how well they've done on this one. There is actually, if I can find it, yes, here it is. So we have an extra thick card. This is the display commander. So there you go, Gallia, Kindler of Hope. So this is replacing the oversized cards that they used to have. And we will take a look at the commander here. So this is just a regular thickness. We have Gallia, Kindler of Hope, legendary creature, Elf Knight. It's a mythic 4/4 for 4 with vigilance. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast aura and equipment spells from the top of your library. When you cast an equipment spell this way, it gains when this equipment enters battlefield. Attach it to target creature you control. That is pretty handy. Okay. And next up we have Storvold, Frost Giant Jarl, legendary creature giant, another mythic 7/7 for 7 with ward 3. Other creatures you control have ward 3. And whenever Storvold enters battlefield or attacks, choose one or both. So target creature has base power and toughness 7/7 until end of turn, or target creature has base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn. So I'm guessing you'd either want to power up your own creatures or power down the opponents. Okay, so we'll separate out the mana, and we have our tokens here, so we'll look at those later. Let's get a good look at the deck itself. We start off with Evolving Wilds. It's a land, tap, sack it, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Clay Golem, artifact creature golem, 4/4 for 4 for 6. Roll a d8, so you are going to need some different dice than you might not have. Monstrosity X, where X is the result. If this creature isn't monstrous, put X +1/+1 counters on it and it becomes monstrous. Also has Berserk. When Clay Golem becomes monstrous, destroy target permanent. Ebony Fly, so we saw this one in the first deck. Artifact for 2. Enters battlefield, tap, tap it for colorless for 4, roll a d6. Until end of turn you may have Ebony Fly become an XX insect artifact creature with flying where X is the result. And whenever Ebony Fly attacks another target, attacking creature gains flying until end of turn. Sword of Hours, artifact equipment for 2, so whenever equipped creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, roll a d12, so there's another one you'll need. If the result is greater than the damage dealt, or the result is 12, double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature, equip it for 2. Angelic Gift, enchantment aura for 2. Enchant creature. When it enters battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature has flying. Griff's Boon, enchantment aura for a single white. Enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has flying. For 3 and a white, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. Valorous Stance, instant for 2. Choose one target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Brainstorm, instant for a single blue. Draw 3 cards and put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Curse of Verbosity, we've seen that guy on a bunch of artwork before. Enchantment Aura Curse for 3. Enchant player. Whenever enchanted player is attacked, you draw a card. Each opponent attacking that player does the same. That would be a nice way to hose your opponent. Il Umbra, enchantment aura for 2. Flash, enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +1/+1. Has totem armor, so if the enchanted creature would be destroyed, instead remove all damage from it and destroy this aura. Psychic Impetus, enchantment aura for 3. Enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and is goaded. So that means it attacks each combat if able and attacks a player other than you if able. Whenever enchanted creature attacks you, scry 2. Riverwise Augur, creature Merfolk Wizard 2/2 for 4. So when it enters battlefield, draw 3 cards and put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. So that plays nicely with the ability of the commander. Serum Vision, sorcery for a single blue. Draw a card, scry 2. Abundant Growth, enchantment aura for a single green. Enchant land. When Abundant Growth enters battlefield, draw a card. The enchanted land has tap, add 1 mana of any color. Acidic Slime, creature Ooze, 2/2 for 5. With Death Touch, when Acidic Slime enters battlefield, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. And if you like your oozes and slimes, we had a look at the Prime Slime Secret Lair a while back. I'll chuck a link in the corner in case you want to see that. It has some pretty crazy artwork. Fertile Ground, enchantment aura for 2. Enchant land. Whenever the enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. Kenrith's Transformation, enchantment aura for 2. Enchant creature. When it enters battlefield, draw a card. The enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3. Nature's Law, sorcery for 2. Search your library for a forest card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Paradise Druid, creature elf druid 2/1 for 2. Has hexproof as long as it's untapped, and you can tap to add 1 mana of any color. So guessing we might need that for some ramping into some big dudes here. Rancor, enchantment aura for a single green. Enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +2/+0 and has trample. When Rancor is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return Rancor to its owner's hand. Utopia Sprawl, enchantment aura for a single green. Enchant forest. As Utopia Sprawl enters battlefield, choose a color. Whenever an enchanted forest is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of the chosen color. Wild Growth, enchantment aura for a single green. Enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional green. So that's something I wasn't expecting, like enchanting the lands in addition to creatures. Interesting. Bant Charm, instant for 3. Choose one, destroy target artifact, put target creature on the bottom of its owner's library, or counter target instant spell. Behemoth Sledge, artifact equipment for 3. Equip creature gets +2/+2 and has trample and lifelink. Equip it for 3. Shielding Plaques, enchantment aura for 3. Enchant creature. When it enters battlefield, draw a card, and the enchanted creature can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. And of course, Arcane Signet, artifact for 2. Tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. You'll see this in most decks these days. Colossus Hammer, artifact equipment for a single 1. Equipped creature gets +10/+10 and loses flying. What? Equip it for 8. And I think that other card, the commander, you can basically equip this for free. So that's pretty awesome. Explorer's Scope, artifact equipment for 1. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped, equip it for 1. Okay, so now we will look at the rest of the deck here. We have Phase Steed, creature elk, 4/4 for 4. Whenever it attacks another target attacking creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Whenever a creature or planeswalker you control becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. Holy Avenger, artifact equipment for 3. Equipped creature has double strike. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage, you may put an aura card from your hand onto the battlefield, attach to it, equip it for 2 and a white. And we'll have an absolute ton of auras in this deck. Mantle of the Ancients, enchantment aura for 5. Enchant creature you control. When it enters battlefield, return a number of target aura and or equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to enchanted creature. Whoa! Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it. Robe of Stars, artifact equipment for 2. Equipped creature gets +0/+3. Has astral projection for 1 and a white. Equipped creature phases out, so treat it and anything attached to it as though they don't exist until its controller's next turn. Equip it for 1. Valiant Endeavor, sorcery for 6. Roll 2 d6s, choose 1 result, destroy each creature with power greater than or equal to that result, then create a number of 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance equal to the other result. Diviner's Portent, instant for X and 3 blue. Roll a d20 and add the number of cards in your hand. So if you rolled 1 through 14, draw X cards. If you rolled 15 plus, scry X, then draw X cards. Netherese Puzzle Ward, enchantment for 4, has Focus Beam. At the beginning of your upkeep, roll a d4, scry X, where X is the result, has perfect illumination. Whenever you roll a die's highest natural result, draw a card. Winged Boots, artifact equipment for 2. Equipped creature has flying and ward 4. So that means whenever the equipped creature becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 4. Equip it for 1. Get carried away. Okay, Belt of Giant Strength, artifact equipment for 2. Equipped creature has base, power, and toughness 10. 10. What? Equip for 10. This ability costs access to activate, where X is the power of the creature it targets. Song of Inspiration, instant for 5. Choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard. Roll a d20 and add the total mana value of those cards. So if you rolled 1 through 14, return them to your hand. 15 plus, return those cards to your hand. You gain life equal to their total mana value. And here's the other legendary creature, Catti-Brie of Mithril Hall, human archer, 2/2 for 2. First strike and reach. Whenever Catti-Brie of Mithril Hall attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it for each equipment attached to it. For 1, remove all +1/+1 counters from Catti-Brie. It deals H damage to target attacking or blocking creature an opponent controls, where X is the number of counters removed this way. Ride the Avalanche, instant for 2. The next spell you cast this turn can be cast as though it had flash. When you cast your next spell this turn, put X +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature, where X is the mana value of that spell. And we've got an angel here as well. Awesome. That goes along with the angel tokens I see there. Angel of Finality, creature angel, 3/4 for 4 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Pure Steel Paladin, creature human knight, 2/2 for 2. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. As Metalcraft, equipment you control have equipped 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Okay, so another thing to reduce that equip cost. Realm Cloak Giant, it's a mythic. Creature Giant, 7/7 for 7 with vigilance. Also has this sorcery adventure portion. Cast off for 3 and 2 white. Destroy all non-giant creatures. So you can either do the adventure first or then the creature. SRAM Senior Edificer, legendary creature, Dwarf Advisor, 2/2 for 2. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. Nice. Winds of Wrath, sorcery for 5. Destroy all creatures that aren't enchanted. They can't be regenerated. Imprisoned in the Moon, enchantment aura, enchant creature land or planeswalker. Enchanted permanent is a colorless land with tap. Add colorless and loses all card types and abilities. Only one vault was great enough to hold Emrakul. So I wonder if Emrakul will ever get out of the moon. That's interesting. Prognostic Sphinx, creature Sphinx, 3/5 for 5 with flying, discard a card. Prognostic Sphinx gains hexproof until end of turn, tap it, and whenever it attacks, scry 3. Greater Good enchantment for 4, psychic creature, you get to draw cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power, then discard 3 cards. Heroic Intervention, instant for 2, permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Verdant Embrace, enchantment aura for 5, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3 and has at the beginning of each upkeep create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Cold-Eyed Selkie, creature Merfolk Rogue, 1/1 for 3, has Island Walk, so this creature can't be blocked as long as defending player controls an island. Whenever Cold-Eyed Selkie deals combat damage to a player, you may draw that many cards. Fleecemane Lion, creature cat, 3/3 for 2, for 3, green and white, monstrosity 1. As long as it's monstrous, it has hexproof and indestructible. Knight of Autumn, creature Dryad Knight, 2/1 for 3. So when it enters the battlefield, choose one, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Knight of Autumn, destroy target artifact or entrapment, or you gain 4 life. Argentum Armor, artifact equipment for 6. An equipped creature gets +6/+6. Whenever equipped creature attacks, destroy target permanent equip for 6. Basilisk Collar, okay, so even more equipment here. Artifact equipment for 1. Equipped creature has Death Touch and Lifelink equipped for 2. Masterwork of Ingenuity, artifact equipment for 1. You may have Masterwork of Ingenuity enter the battlefield as a copy of any equipment on the battlefield. Moon Silver Spear, artifact equipment for 4. The equipped creature has First Strike. Whenever equipped creature attacks, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying, equip for 4. Sword of the Animus, legendary artifact equipment for 2. The equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. You can equip for 2. Okay, so that is the bulk of the deck. Let's take a look at the tokens you get here. So we've got angels, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And on the other side, of course, saplings, 1/1 saplings. We also have 2/2 Knight. So 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. I think that's right. Yep. And just saplings on the other side. And then a helpful card here if you're new to Magic on your turn, parts of the turn. And popular Magic formats. Okay, let's take a look at the mana base real quick. We have Canopy Vista, land, forest, plains, tapped for green or white, enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Exotic Orchard, it's a land tapped to add 1 mana of any color that a land an opponent controls could produce. We've seen that in every deck so far. Fortified Village, it's a land, enters the battlefield. You may reveal a forest or plains card from your hand. If you don't, it enters tapped, tapped for green or white. Lumbering Falls, another tap land for green or blue, and if you pay 2 green and blue, it becomes a 3/3 green and blue elemental creature with hexproof until end of turn. It's still a land. Another tap land here, Port Town. So if you reveal a plains or island, it enters tapped, or untapped rather. You can tap it for white or blue. Prairie Stream, another white or blue, enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Skycloud Expanse, pay 1 tap for white and blue. Green and white for Sungrass Prairie. Soul Ring, I was wondering when we'd come across this. Artifact for 1, tap for 2 colorless, that's like an auto include. Swiftfoot Boots, artifact equipment for 2. The equipped creature has hexproof and haste, equipped for 1. Viridian Longbow, artifact equipment for 1. Equipped creature has tap. This creature does 1 damage to any target. Equip it for 3. Azorius Chancery enters tapped. When it enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Tap for white and blue. Bant Panorama, tap for colors for 1. Tap, sack it. Search your library for a basic forest, plains, or island card. Put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Command Tower, another land here. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Floodplain enters tapped. Tap, sack it, search your library for a plains or island card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Another tap land, grassland. So when you sack it, search your library for a forest or plains card, put it on a field, then shuffle. Halimar Depths, it's land, enters battlefield tapped. When it enters battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. Tap for blue. Mishra's Factory, it's a land, tap for colorless for 1. It becomes a 2/2 assembly worker artifact creature until end of turn. It's still a land. Tap, target assembly worker creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Path of Ancestry, enters battlefield tapped. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shows a creature type with your commander, scry 1. Seaside Citadel, enters battlefield tapped. Tap for green, white, or blue. Simic Growth Chamber, enters battlefield tapped. When it enters battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Tap for green and blue. Terramorphic Expanse, tap, sack it, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Oh, we have some Thriving lands from Jumpstart. Thriving Grove, it's a land, enters battlefield tapped. As it enters battlefield, choose a color other than green. Tap to add green or 1 mana of the chosen color. Thriving Heath, enters tapped. As it enters battlefield, choose a color other than white. Add white or 1 mana of the chosen color. Thriving Isle, enters tapped. As it enters battlefield, choose a color other than blue. Tap to add blue or 1 mana of the chosen color. Vitu-Ghazi, the City Tree, tap for colorless for 2 green and white. Tap, create a 1/1 green Sepulchre creature token. And then finally we get some basic lands here with the fun flavor text. So 4 of those, and then the forests, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And wrapping things up here, we have 2 plains. So a ton of non-basic lands in this set. This is an interesting one. Lots of artifacts and equipments pumping things up. I didn't see terribly many creatures in here, but I'm sure that works nicely with the deck regardless. So let me know in the comments section what you think about this one. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more Magic the Gathering unboxings, and be sure to tap the notification bell to be notified as soon as new videos are released. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Thanks for watching and have a great day.